I'm John Napolitano, the CEO of U.S. Wealth Management, having a conversation today with Terry Jones. Terry's a partner in the law firm of Maisland & Jones. Terry specializes in business law. So the topic today, Terry, is business owners that kind of, want to get out of their business and they're thinking it's time. So when someone finally realizes, I'm not going to last forever, I need to think about what I'm going to do beyond this business world, like where do they get started? How do you even start that process?
Well, first of all, if they would come in and talk with us, we would listen and we would ask some questions, but we want to have them really identify what their goal is. Do they want to pass it on to a family member? Is there a family member that's available and qualified? Do they want to sell to the employees or a management buyout? Do they want to sell to the employees through something like an ESOP? Do they want to sell to a third party and just cash out?
How long in advance? So if someone wakes up today and says, I think I need to think about playing golf more in the winter, how far in advance do you start planning this?
Well, I would say realistically, once someone gets to the point where the business is really functioning well, and that could be 5 years before they're really thinking about an exit, start to do the things that they need to do. Get a real board of directors, get key management in place that's available to step in after they're not there. Think about what their expectation of value is, and start, maybe even get an appraisal, a preliminary appraisal done so they know what the business is really worth.
Hey, what do you think? What percentage of owners actually get out successfully and on their own terms?
Well, I would say people that really think about it and really bother to do succession planning, probably a good 2/3. I would say there are some that don't do anything, and I would say the ones who try but don't succeed, that's probably maybe 1/3.
And of those third that try and don't succeed, what would you recommend they do differently to have better results?
Well, I think, first of all, I think they really have to identify what they want to do. Do they just want to get out of the business altogether, in which case they should just find a buyer? They really need to get a reasonable expectation of what the value is. Owners sometimes think their business is worth a lot more than it really is.
That can be a problem, especially counting on that to retire.
Right.
So the message from Mr. Jones and I here are, don't wait too long to plan your business. If you're thinking of getting out, you start sooner than later. And remember, no one's got a lease on life. There's no guarantee you'll even be here long enough to plan that succession. So make that plan and stick with it. Thank you, Terry, for joining us today.
Thank you. My pleasure.
All right.